Euphoria. I am your co-host, Max Trujillo.
And I am your co-host, Matthew Weiss. And now we are honored to have the chef-owner of Swig and Swine, 3 locations in Charleston, South Carolina, all wood, all the time smoking.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Anthony DiBernardo. Welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, the hulking presence of Chef DiBernardo.
Yeah, what are you, 7'4", 7'5"?
Yeah, give or take a few inches.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to get right to it. How the heck did you fit on a submarine? Like, you had to walk hunched over the whole time?
I tell you the same thing I tell everybody else. If you're dumb enough to volunteer for sub duty, they take you.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So wait, is this in the Navy?
Yeah.
I thought you had to be 5'9" and under to be on a subway.
Rumors.
Submarine.
Rumors.
Really?
Yeah, if you're dumb enough to volunteer, they'll take you.
They'll take you.
Wow.
So, and they don't like, I mean, seriously, the ceilings are low, right? You have to walk.
I am 6'5".
Okay.
The ceiling in my kitchen was 6'5".
Oh my goodness.
My bed was 2 by 2 by 3 and 5'8" long. So a lot of fetal position going on.
Yeah. It's like you went in 6'5", came out 6'3".
Yes.
When you left the sub. Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
So you went in the Navy to start, and you were a naval cook.
Yeah. I've cooked my whole life. I started cooking when I was 12 years old. I grew up in the suburbs of Philadelphia. Ron Jaworski, the old quarterback for the Eagles, Jaws, he had a country club called the Eagles Nest not far from my house, and that was my first kitchen job in a banquet kitchen for him at 12. By the time I was 14, I made it up to his hotline. They had a club downstairs, and every Monday night they would do the after game show. So all the players would come in, Carmichael and Berge, and I got to cook for them every Monday night. So that was cool.
If you get a chance, tell Jaws we're sorry.
He's a Raiders
fan. For kicking his ass
in
1983. Just win, baby.
I'll pass along the message.
Yeah. Actually, I think it was 1980. Fact check. It was 1980. We kicked Joe Theismann's ass in 1983.
You should know. You're the Raiders
76, fan. 80, 83. Those are our 3 championships. And soon to be 2018. But anyways.
I do not think so.
But that was it. So I cook. And that's all I've ever done. And when it came time to graduate high school or start thinking about graduating high school, I had to make a choice. And I wasn't quite cut out for school. So I chose military service and I chose cooking.
Because you knew you wanted to cook? But,
yes.
But you already had something on... I'm just curious, because you already had something on the resume, like something arguably pretty good. You were cooking at the Eagles Nest, so, like, why go into the Navy?
Well, because I needed to grow up.
Ah, okay.
I needed to grow up. I needed
somebody to whip you into shape.
I wasn't a bad kid, but I was ready to leave home. I was ready to get out of there, and it was my opportunity to travel and see the world and just, be myself for the first time.
Stop booing Santa Claus?
It was good. It was good. It was a good experience. I tell you, that those 4 years hardened me.
Yeah.
And they have... I'll always say that that's the reason I can do what I do today. Is because of the 4 years that hardened me there.
The discipline,
the work,
structure.
Just the work ethic. I mean, so my longest time submerged was 4 months and 16 days.
Mm-hmm.
For those 4 months and 16 days, I worked 20-hour days.
Wow. Holy cow. So you literally were underwater for 4 months.
4 months, 16 days.
Holy cow.
What do you eat on a submarine? Like, what are the meals like?
They're good. They're good. So I was a fast attack sailor, which is, I'll pride myself, and we're the toughest of the fleet. But
a fast attack?
Fast attack. So you had 2 submarines. You had a fast attack submarine. You had a boomer submarine. Boomers went out for 6 months at a time, and 2 crews. So they came in 6 months. They went out for 6 months.
What a bunch of pussies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Fast attack boats were lined up, and we were on the ready. 2 days' notice, we could go for however long we needed to go. So
you had food provisions for that long?
No, we would load in. So if we got the call saying we had to go, they'd give us a rough estimate. They say pack for 4 months. And we would turn our refrigerator into a freezer, and we'd load according to the menu in the freezer, into 2 freezers, and we'd take all our fresh stuff and pack them into torpedo tubes. So we'd carry enough eggs, lettuce, produce in the torpedo tubes to get us through the first couple weeks, because once you get down in the water, it's all chilled anyway.
You guys never, accidentally fired a bunch of eggs at the Russians?
But we were ready if we had to.
Okay.
Wait a second.
Fire the egg torpedoes!
When you go underwater, it's already...
It's cold.
So, but when isn't the submarine's insulated, though, right?
No, but the torpedo tubes get water in around them.
Okay. Yeah, it's like hanging your 6-pack of beer outside of your boat when you're driving.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's cold out there.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So that's what we do with, if we went for more than 4 months and we had to turn our reefer into a freezer, we would always pack into the torpedo tubes, fresh stuff.
And so, what are the meals? Like, what were some of your like fondest memories of meals underwater?
We did everything. So we did breakfast, lunch, dinner, and we did a midnight meal. So we had,
Sounds like the cruise I went on a couple summers ago.
Exactly.
Did you have to pleat your pants every morning on the cruise though?
And wear nautical themed clothes.
Yeah.
We would do honestly every Friday we would do steak and lobster. So
what?
we'd
your tax dollars at work.
Oh yeah, we'd have. Well, think about it. You guys think about it. You're on a submarine. Yeah. You're underwater. 130 dudes.
Yeah.
Trapped in a sewer tube.
Ugh.
What is there to look forward to other than the same shitty movie you've watched 6 times already?
Right.
And a good meal.
Right.
So they made sure that we had something, and it really plays with the psyche.
Yeah. When you can look forward to.
Yeah. It's, once you take that away, what is there really to look forward to? Nothing. Yeah.
This is before you could even get podcasts on the subway.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, of course,
that would have made a whole.
I did take a poetry course. They did like the little online, but in a VHS by who was that? Maya Angelou.
Oh, wow.
She did a little online poetry course. And
could you recite some for us right now?
No, I failed miserably.
I want a haiku by the end of this episode. All right.
All right. So you're doing the Navy thing. You get out of the Navy and you land in Charleston.
Yep. Yeah. So I got stationed in Charleston and never spent much time there because it was during the Persian Gulf.
Okay.
So I did a lot of time overseas. But in that time overseas, I was in France, Italy, Israel, Greece, Turkey. It was amazing time. So I used my culinary interest to
expand.
Wow. And just I traveled a little bit, and it was just an amazing time for me as a young man. So
I'm sorry, I got to interrupt. Your experience in the military sounds like the greatest experience ever. It's like see the world, learn how to dine, eat steak and lobster. Yeah.
Learn poetry by Maya Angelou.
Yeah. This needs to be a commercial for the join the Navy.
Seriously.
It's Maya Angelou talking. I'm gonna get a bunch of men on a submarine. That's Maya Angelou. If you didn't,
it would be
great if you could rhyme it. But
that's pretty good.
What's the naval slogan to get the Marines? Is we're looking for a few good men.
Something about adventure, I think, isn't it? Always
I don't
an
know.
adventure.
Eat steak and lobster. Join the Marines.
Shack up with 130 dudes for 4 months.
6'5" be damned.
But eat well.
So I ended up in Charleston. I was the original crew at Blossoms downtown, which is part of the Magnolias and Cypress restaurant group.
Oh yeah.
So Blossoms was their second restaurant.
Okay.
Magnolias started in 1989, and then Blossoms came along in 1994. The original crew there, I worked there from 94 to 98. 1998, I went down and took over the old hotel at Kiowa Island. Mm-hmm. Took over the old hotel there in 98. Nice. Worked there until about 2002. Now, that's kind of where I got bit by the barbecue bug.
Okay.
Every Monday night, we would take our guests out to a little area called Mingo Point, roast oysters, and do a whole hog for them out there. So that was my first real exposure to whole hog cooking with nothing but fire. Growing up Italian in Philadelphia, it was always porchetta, and there was always a roast pork going on, but never just solely with fire.
Yeah.
So that kind of introduced me to that. And after that, I went to work for another group in Charleston. I was his corporate chef for a while, opened up 6 different concepts for him. And at that point in time, I thought to myself, okay,
I can do this.
I have some skills here, and I might want to make myself some money rather than somebody else some money.
I love that idea.
I took another job, just because I had children, so it was a necessity. And that place got bought out, and that was my, okay, what do I do now? And that was kind of my moment. That was 2013, July of 2013.
Nice.
And
how long did it take from that moment to open up?
I threw it all on the table. I went without a paycheck for 9 months.
Okay.
And we opened Swig and Swine May of 2014.
Cool.
That's pretty quick.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
About 8 or 9 months.
9-month turnaround.
We took an old car wash and just, did bare minimum and cracked it open. And
nice. So you can get some chopped pork and then get your car washed at the same time?
Exactly. Why not?
Awesome concept.
Yeah. So, okay, you alluded to whole hog cooking, and, Matt and I, we're not natives in North Carolina, and, of course, we're talking about South Carolina right now. It's all the Carolinas today. We're just talking about Carolina. But what we do know, and what we picked up from being in North Carolina, that it's all about whole hog, and people use whole hog almost exclusively, at least the best places that we go to when we're up and down the East North Carolina coast. Is that your style? Is that what you're doing now, or how do you cook it?
We kind of run the gamut, but interesting enough, if you do some research on barbecue, the first documented pig being cooked over fire were the Spanish and the Indians in Port Royal, South Carolina. That's the first documented history of a pig being cooked by fire.
Oh, wow.
So, I don't want to say South Carolina started it, but...
That's what you're trying to say.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So, but we run the gamut. So,
this is the highest elevation Malbec guy. It's like, somebody's always going to lay claim. Well, this is the highest elevation of vineyards in all of Malbec.
That's right.
So coming from a fine dining background, not coming from a full service fine dining background.
Yeah, steak and lobster.
I'm a steak and lobster. I'm looking at what's going on with the barbecue scene in Charleston at the time, and there was a lot of fast casual going on, and I was in a lot of overnight cooking and pulling product in the morning and holding. So my wheels started turning. How do I get the product from the pit to the plate? With as little interruption as possible. How do I incorporate full service? How do I incorporate a full bar to this environment?
Yeah.
And that's what that's how Swig and Swine became. And so that's what we do. So we cook in batches. So we cook 4 different batches of ribs a day that come off the pit and go straight to a window that's heated, and you see it, and it comes right out of there and gets sliced and put on your plate. Same thing with brisket. It gets pulled out, it gets wrapped, it gets held warm. So there's very little interruption from the smoking process to the table.
Okay.
And then we have full service, so you come in, you sit down, server takes care of you from start to finish. We have 60 bourbons on the list, we have 15 drafts, we have 40 packaged beers. So it's kind of the whole experience.
Yeah. What's your swig of choice when you're eating your own barbecue?
Bud Light.
There you go.
Hey,
by the way,
Cleveland Browns Bud Light. Dilly.
By the way, this portion of the episode brought to you by Bud Light. Thank you very much.
For $0.
Yeah. We are in the hospitality tent here at Euphoria Greenville. Very nice air conditioning, our satellite studios. And I saw that they are serving Bud Light here.
Yeah. I went for the signature
craft
cocktail.
Cool.
Yeah.
How is it?
It's good. It's good.
It's no NCF and bar. Right?
No. Okay, so anyway, you have a swig of Bud Light at your restaurant. You got the full package. What were some of your forefathers' inspirations of barbecue? Like, was there anybody that you were trying to hit the mark with, a pitmaster?
No, and that's it's funny because I was broke, so I couldn't travel. I couldn't I couldn't research. All my research was just basically just what I see on the computer and see print, but I knew how to cook. So I knew a cut of meat, how it needed to be treated differently from another cut of meat to achieve its optimum point. You know what I mean? So that's what we do. So we do brisket, we do turkey, we do ribs, we do wings, we do chicken, we do pork belly, we do butts, we do whole hog.
Whole fish?
No, whole hog.
No, I know, but have you ever tried to barbecue a fish?
No seafood.
That ain't barbecue, bro.
Yeah. But a lot of it's salt and pepper. We don't mask it, and the sauce is at the table. So when it gets to the table, you pick. We do 12 sides a day, and we pay just as much attention to those sides because that's, as my barbecue experience,
that's
9 times out of 10, you go in and the meat's rocking and the sides are suffering, or the sides are good and the meat's suffering. So our goal was to make both of them just match at the end.
I have one word for you with a lot of passive aggressive tone. Mustard?
Your choice.
Your choice.
We're talking South Carolina,
so
and there's a little mustard going on in the barbecue, right?
And when you get to your table, you'll have a mustard sauce, you'll have a sweet red Kansas City style sauce, you'll have a North Carolina vinegar sauce, you'll have an Alabama white, and you'll have our smoked jalapeno.
You take all kinds.
Take all kinds.
Yeah.
No discrimination.
No discrimination.
I like that.
All welcome.
Yeah,
just like the military.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that right? I don't know if that really is right.
In today's military,
they can take anybody.
Yeah.
So, Max, you weren't privy to this conversation because you were looking for Tori McPhail, who's going to be on the show in a few minutes here. Yeah. But our previous guest...
God, hold on. He's actually calling. Hold on.
Oh, he must have heard.
Tori?
Speaking to the microphone.
Hey, Max.
Hey, dude. Are you nearby?
Yeah, so I'm on Main and Markley, right outside the Big Tent.
Okay, if you go behind it, there's a brick building. There should be like a...
PMC?
Yeah, PMC.
Or just ask somebody where the
just go in there.
VIP tent is.
Yeah, ask for the VIP lounge, and they'll direct you in here.
Gotcha. Okay.
We're chatting right now. We're on mic, but we were like maybe 10 more minutes, and then we'll be done with this guy.
Yeah, tell him to quit bogarting my time here.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
I'm just kidding, man. What does your hat say?
All wood all the time.
Oh, you mean you're not a big fan of propane and propane accessories?
Yeah, no, Hank, I'm not.
Max, you weren't privy to this conversation, but Joe Urban, who was just on, told us that you came up. He contacted you.
Yeah.
You came up and did a whole hog smoke that was served to the kids.
Yeah. We came up, I think it was a Thursday, so I came up on a Wednesday, and I camped out behind the school Wednesday night. We cooked the whole pig, and the kids came through and saw it Wednesday in its raw state, and then they came back through Thursday morning and saw it finished, and we served it that day for lunch. It was great. It was a great experience. Yeah,
that's cool.
He's doing amazing things.
Yeah, it
he
sounds
really
like
is.
it.
It's crazy.
It's revolutionary, I'd say, in the whole school lunch genre.
Yeah, he's a good friend to have because it's just so, I'm so proud of what he's been able to do as far as changing the way school lunches are served.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That's fantastic. Okay, so you have 3 locations now.
Yes.
So when did you open up the second and third, and how'd that work out?
So May of 2014 was the original, and then October 27th of 2016 was the Somerville location, and then April of this past year was the Mount Pleasant location.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So you're like creating world dominance in the
I'm trying
South
to.
Carolina.
You going to bring one up to the good old North State?
I don't know
I don't know if we'll allow him in yet. You know,
he does give you the option of the North Carolina South.
Okay, all right, maybe we will. Yeah, because we don't have enough barbecue in North Carolina. Although it's a funny thing is we don't have barbecue in downtown Raleigh. The way we have got like 1 or 2 places in downtown Raleigh.
Careful now, people are going to really start to.
Well,
Clyde Cooper's is excellent. The Pit's pretty good.
Well, Sam's coming to Raleigh.
Yeah, I know that. We heard.
That's exciting.
Yeah, Sam was supposed to be here today.
Yeah, he's feeding some of the hurricane victims.
Yeah, he's a fire marshal out there in Winterville, and he was going to be on the show and just said, guys, I got a lot of hard work to do right now. I hope you'll understand. And of course we do. So Sam, keep doing that good work out there.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Yeah. But the other thing is, like, I mean, the Pit has it, but Awesome Barbecue, another option with that full service bar and good wine, good beer, good bourbon. I mean, that's another whole element because Clyde Cooper's doesn't offer that. So
right,
and then we pride ourselves like the whole package. I mean, so if you were to look on TripAdvisor right now and go to Charleston, right, and start scrolling down, Swig and Swine is number 5.
In the category of
restaurants?
In all restaurants.
Oh, wow.
Holy shit.
780 restaurants in Charleston. Swig and Swine is number 5 right now.
Who'd you have to pay to get that?
Right?
Yeah.
It's amazing. But if you read those reviews, every single review mentions food and service.
There you go.
And mentions the server by name.
Wow.
And, every little thing they did for them while they were there. I mean, it's just, and my team is, I couldn't be here without them. I mean, it is just ridiculous.
That's that naval training you instilled in them, huh?
Like the Charleston Awards just came out for this year, and Hall's Chop House got voted best service. We got voted runner-up. Now, I mean, that's what I pride myself in.
Yeah.
I'm taking this little barbecue place and putting it on the map for things other than just good barbecue.
Yeah. Well, that's why you got to do whole fish, too.
Yeah.
Hey, so what brings you up to Euphoria?
This is my second year.
Okay.
We got invited last year, and we took part in the brunch, the Fired Up brunch, and we had a blast.
Oh, yeah.
I think we made a pretty good impact because they called me back, and I was their chef that they invited to do their ticket launch in April.
Oh, wow.
So I was kind of like their host for the ticket launch here, and we came up and we rocked that out with some food. And we're back here to do your amazing podcast. I'm doing the panel discussion at Feast on the Field at 3. We're doing the Big Easy Bash tonight.
Oh, nice.
And then we're doing shrimp.
Okay.
And then we're
there you go.
We'll be back at the Fired Up brunch actually just outside your door tomorrow morning. So
that's awesome. So you're working hard.
Yeah.
But that's fun work.
And you have to come by tomorrow because we're doing. I don't know if you follow us on Instagram, but we're doing croissants with fatty brisket, and then we made deviled egg spread.
Oh my!
So basically, just the interior of the deviled egg that we're going to pipe on top of that brisket inside the croissant.
Goodness.
The inner and outer fat boy of me loves hearing that.
That just sounds
we're gonna throw
so
decadent. We're going to throw a little fresh tomato on there for balance.
There you go. You get a little fruit in there.
Yeah.
How does one find you on Instagram?
Swig Swine BBQ.
Swig Swine BBQ.
Yep.
That's
Swig and
awesome.
Swine barbecue on Facebook.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Chef, for being in. Do we call you a chef? Or thank you, Pitmaster?
You can call me whatever you want, though.
All right.
Yeah,
We'll call you
officer.
Anthony.
What was your rank in the Navy?
Seaman.
We'll call you chef.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
But no, people get offended because they don't get called chef. I cook for a living.
Yeah.
So you call me whatever you want.
Right.
I'm just here to make people happy with barbecue.
We'll call you for reservation.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll call you when I'm hungry.
Yeah. Thank you.
But,
Good.
Yeah, well, when you're in Charleston or when you come to Euphoria, look up Mr. Chef and Pitmaster Anthony DiBernardo, and you will eat and drink very merrily.
There you go. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Take care.